everybody. My name is Diondra, and I'm here because I kind of want to share my experience with the world because I feel like my experience will help other people. So I have an anxiety disorder, and I've had it for several years. I've had it since I was 17 years old, although I probably had little bits and pieces of it throughout my life, but not until 17 when it hit me for a big whammy. It hit me hard, and it's something that I struggle with on a day to day basis. While I have been having a really good week this week, it's not the easiest thing in the world. The funny thing about anxiety is it's nothing outside you, it's an internal force. Anxiety is basically you fighting against yourself, which really makes it funny because you would think, yeah, outside things can be an influence, it can affect you. But everything that you go through with anxiety, it all comes from within yourself. People keep telling me, you're your own worst enemy. And I feel like everybody, not only people with anxiety, but everybody has it. Everybody in this world has that critical, negative, horrible voice in their head that just tells them all these horrible things. And for some people, they don't let it get them down. For people who have anxiety, we tend to listen to it. And a lot of times that I noticed when I would listen to these things, I would always know that whatever my mind was saying was totally separate from who I was as an individual, who I am. It didn't reflect me. It didn't represent who I was. Everybody has that critical voice in their head. People with anxiety, we just tend to take it more seriously. The funny thing is that I've known that it's not me. It's not me. I know who I am. I know what I think and I know what I believe and all that. It doesn't lie up here. Well, some of it lies in my mind, just not in the negative part. A lot of who I am and a lot of who I want to be, all that truth, all that goodness, it's all within your heart. It's all within yourself. And so I've struggled because up here it's so negative, it's so critical. But in here, I know exactly what I can do. I know exactly who I can be. And here I have no fear. And here all my dreams are possible. So for people with anxiety, we have to learn to disconnect from all the negativity, focus on ourselves and our hearts and what we believe in. What's important to us. At times, this can be a struggle. It can be the hardest thing in the world to do. I've had horrible times just dealing with this type of stuff because it's like you're fighting with yourself. You're fighting against yourself. And it's like, it's kind of like there's like two yous. There's the real you. And then there's this little persona that's up there. And you kind of have to find a way to disconnect from it. I read books. They say that it's like your ego, and your ego's like a virus. Basically like a virus that's stuck to you, trying to mess up your world, trying to infect you. And you gotta detach from it. You got to see that you're not your mind and you're not your thoughts. And a lot of people tend to think because thoughts fly through your head all the time, a lot of people identify with the thoughts that are in their head. Most of the time, all the stupid crap just pops into my head. It's automatic. You're not even doing it. And to become a better person, to become happier, you have to learn to disconnect from your thoughts, because your thoughts are not you. You're your actions, your beliefs, your things that you believe in, your beliefs. But it's like you have to separate from the negativity. And it's hard. It's hard. It can be so hard. You don't know how many times I have broken down, crying hysterically, because you want so bad to be in control. You want so bad to be in control of your life. But the thing is that when you try to control anxiety, when you really you're controlling and you want to fight against it, it creates this resistance, and it just fights, and it just hits you, and it just hits you, and it just hits you. And in order to get rid of it, you have to find some type of peace. Yeah, you want it to go away. But the more you resist it, the more you fight it, the harder it's going to hit you. And you know what? It's going to be like, hey, bring it on. You want to find peace within yourself. Because when you start to find peace within yourself, its power over you, it starts to diminish. It starts to see that it can't get to you. And when something sees that it can't get to you, it's going to keep trying. It's going to be persistent. It's going to keep on. 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 But if you persist and you believe in all your heart that no matter how hard it gets, no matter how many times you fall, that you can get up. And when you get up once, you get up again, you get up again, you get up again. You have to realize that with every fall, you become stronger. You become a better person. Because when you fall, who has to pick you up? Yeah, you might have friends, maybe you might have family that they're to support you. But at the end of the day, if you fall, you got to pick yourself up. You got to pick yourself up, and you got to tell yourself, I got to move forward. There's a better way. There's a better way. You don't have to suffer. It's a battle within yourself. And once you learn the rules, you can fight back. You can find peace of mind. And you can be all the wonderful things that you want to be. Because there's no reason why you can't. That voice might tell you you can't. But you know what? That voice is just in your head. It's not out here living in the real world. You're living in the real world. You have to disconnect from it. You have to. If you want to be happy, you have to learn to disconnect from that critical voice within your head. Everybody has it. You just tend to take it more seriously than everybody else does. Having anxiety doesn't make you weak. It makes you strong. Because while I like to think it's somewhat of a curse, it's somewhat of a power in itself as well. Because it makes life so much harder than it needs to be. But yet, you get through every day. You get through every day. You get through every day. And while it seems hard, while it's tiring, you still get through it. People with anxiety are some of the strongest people in the world. The not to put a stereotype or anything. People could be as strong as they want to be. But when you're dealing with something on a day-to-day basis, whether it's anxiety or any type of struggle, when you deal with it on a day-to-day basis, and you wake up every day and you live another day and you live another fight, then you're just as strong as well. But it's, like I said, a battle within ourselves. So I'm here to tell my story to anybody who wants to listen. Because there's sometimes when you feel like you're the only one in the world going through it. But yet so much of society nowadays is like the number one thing that a lot of people have. And if I could be aid to others going through the things that I'm going through, then I want to be a part of that. If I could help other people deal with what I'm dealing with and get over it and create a community of support or anything like that. That's like the happiest. That's the idea of that makes me so happy. So this is my first video. I hope I post it. Can't be afraid. You gotta just take a risk every once in a while. And risk brings anxiety. But when you get over that feeling and you reap the rewards, the benefits of it, then it makes it worth it. So to all of you guys out there who deal with anxiety or any type of thing on a day-to-day basis, know that you're strong and you're still here, and I know it's hard, but we can get through it, especially when you have a support system. You feel like you're not alone. It makes it that much easier to get over it. So, to everybody out there in the internet world, I wish you nothing but luck and peace and happiness. And I hope, like you, like me, like you, I hope just like me, you're all searching for the answers that are going to bring happiness to your life.